His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by our senior brother, National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu. Your Excellency, the former head of state, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, GCFR, senior ministers that are here, especially the host, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Honorable Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, and the former Governor of Kebbi State, and the Honorable Minister for Still Development, Chief of Defense Staff, representative of the Inspector General of Police. Let me stand on the already established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I stand here before you on behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Tajuddin Abbas, PhD. And because of the want of time, let me go straight and read his speech as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a deep sense of gratitude that I join you today to participate at your first annual international lecture on insecurity in the Sahel, dissecting Nigeria's challenges, genesis, impact, and options. And I appreciate the organizers and partners for inviting me. This topic is not only timely but incredibly urgent in light of the complex dynamics that continue to unfold in the Sahel region. Distinguished participants, I would like us to broaden our perspectives beyond the usual notion that discussions on insecurity in the Sahel are solely within the confines of military solutions. While the role of our armed forces is vital, we are here to examine a broader scope, the underlying causes and multifaceted challenges that have given rise to the insecurity we now face, as the topic suggests. The insecurity in the Sahel is not merely a consequence of armed conflict. It is a multidimensional crisis. Yes, the emergence of extremist groups and their capacity to exploit vulnerable populations with misinformation and other tools is part of the story. But we must also recognize that much of the crisis stems from the deeply rooted socio-economic and environmental factors. In many cases, our inability to address these factors early enough created a vacuum, allowing extremist ideologies to flourish among a desperate population. Over time, what began as local grievances have manifested in various forms of insecurity: farmer-herder conflicts, banditry, and cross-border terrorism. These are not isolated incidents. They are symptoms of deeper systemic issue. Beyond the immediate violence, there are long-term impacts, such as the increasing number of out-of-school children in conflict-affected areas, widespread human trafficking, drug abuse, and the breakdown of social structures. Furthermore, we are witnessing a gradual erosion of democratic values, as evident in the political instability that has plagued several countries within the Sahel. At the core of these issues is the scarcity of resources. Tangible resources like water and grazing land have become scarce, largely due to prolonged droughts and desertification, both symptoms of climate change. As these environmental conditions worsen, entire communities are forced to migrate in search of better opportunities. This mass movement not only strengthens the host regions, but also deepens the socio-economic instability of the areas left behind. Governments, due to lack of funds, is often ill-prepared and struggle to respond effectively to this crisis. The instability creates fertile ground for further poverty, disenfranchisement, and the radicalization of vulnerable populations. Our institutions are often too weak to provide sustainable solutions. For instance, The absence of widespread irrigation system means that both farmers and herders have limited options for survival. This in turn fuels transnational terrorism as our forest borders allow the trafficking of arms and drugs, further complicating the security landscape. The challenges of the Sahel are far too complex for any one country to address alone. What is needed now is an intensified security coalition among countries of the Sahel underpinned by strong regional and international cooperation. It is crucial that we coordinate on security fronts, understanding that this is a crisis that affects the entire African continent. It is only by reclaiming the Sahel from the forces of chaos that we pave the way for future settlement efforts and the implementation of sustainable programs that will provide viable livelihoods for our people. Additionally, the Sahel region requires robust international support, both in terms of security and humanitarian aid. While foreign assistance is invaluable, I advocate seriously that we cannot continue to rely solely on the international community. There must be regional ownership of our security efforts as we begin to forge stronger coalitions with Africa itself. Recently, our President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu G7R, advocated for the establishment of regional standby force to address coups, terrorism, and extremism within the region. This idea has generated a great deal of well-deserved interest, and I am confident that Mr. President has taken the necessary steps to consider various perspectives on this proactive measure. Such a force will be a significant step toward reducing our dependence on an already overburdened international community. In the legislative arm of government, we also taken critical steps toward addressing security issues. For example, we have passed bills aimed at controlling the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, which fuel much of the violence in the region. Other bills are ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons, their ammunition, and other related materials, ratification and enforcement bill, alongside several other security-related bills at various stages of the legislative process. It is important to recognize that the fight against security is not limited to military, governmental, or legislative efforts. The media also has a crucial role to play by providing accurate information, raising awareness, and holding institutions accountable. The media becomes a vital ally in reclaiming the Sahel from instability. The News Agency of Nigeria, through platforms such as this one, demonstrates how critical it is for media organizations to be part of the multi-sector intervention needed to combat these challenges. In conclusion, I want to thank the News Agency of Nigeria for the honor of contributing to this important dialogue. I am optimistic that this dialogue will produce valuable ideas and solutions that will help to deal with the challenges confronting the Sahel region. I look forward to the outcome of this meeting, and I assure you of the readiness of the National Assembly and indeed the House of Representatives to play any legislative role to ensure peace and stability in the region. Thank you for listening, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.